What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today we're going to talk to you about SoFi. I want to go over some of the current data points, break it down on what prompted this crazy bloodbath of a day, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So SoFi went down 7.3%. Absolute brutal day. 1241 the low, 1325 the high. You did have a good amount of volume, both common stock and options, so I'm going to go over that in a second, but 49.02 million in volume, 47.53 is the average, and you are seeing it push higher slightly after hours, and that is because of Broadcom. So they did have some pretty kick-ass earnings, so they're causing a lot of stocks to really push higher after hours, and I feel like a lot of stocks are still patient, like being hesitant about a full breakout. So normally, given any other day, this would be the saving grace for the broader market, but we do have some pretty damning data coming out tomorrow, and I think there's a certain level of fear associated to that. But today was kind of a crazy day. So you had some fear first thing coming out from China, as with the Alibaba news, so that did spook a lot of the American broader market. A little bit more PTSD associated to DeepSeek that came out like a month and a half ago. Then you had some bad data coming from the states. You had the job cuts right here. So job cuts came in at 172,000. Forecast was 56. Then exports imports, obviously that was already a pre-existing touchy subject as well. Luckily enough, though, the market kind of took this negative. It did initially prompt a pullback, but it eventually took this as a positive, as there was more of a consensus for the April meeting for there to be a cut now. So that's kind of a good thing. Maybe cuts might be moved up from Q3, which was previously anticipated, and what Powell said and many other entities, moving up to maybe April. So we'll just have to wait and see how that does play out. Tomorrow we have some pretty big data, unemployment, so that obviously caused a lot of hesitation. Powell tomorrow, a lot of other Fed speakers, so it should make for a very interesting day. But nonetheless, though, that's what caused some of this. And then what really caused this downtrend right here was geopolitical issues. So a lot of fear of coming associated to Russia, maybe prompting, or at least starting in the foreseeable future, World War III. As crazy as that is, I don't know, I feel like there's so much going on. And if that's not enough, there was one more thing that really hit the market, and it was this. So the market already just doesn't like inconsistent information, and so far this week, the code word has been tariff. Like every single day there is something associated to tariffs. So Monday, we were worried about tariffs, and then Tuesday they were done. There was some optimism for Wednesday for them to be rolled back. Nothing really came from that. And then Thursday you have this right here. So the Mexican tariffs did get pushed back and paused up until April the 2nd. So it's just absolute craziness that does happen. So that ultimately is what caused all of this crap and what is really influencing the broader market. Nothing really coming out from SoFi today. So no SEC filings, no press releases, nothing like that. So it was kind of just at the mercy of the broader market. Shorts, though, they haven't really been doing anything. So they did increase 187,000 shares today. 12.34% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 132.94 million shares overall being shorted. Cost of borrowed minimum is back at being positive, so that's always a good thing. But shorts didn't really do, again, like I said, all that much. They were relatively flat. So it's it's interesting. And big money on the side note wasn't really buying the dip. So majority of the volume did come from algorithmic trading. And it's not just SoFi's case, it's actually many of the stocks in the broader market was just being influenced by algorithmic trading. So these are all the transactions that did occur on the secondary market above $100,000. So string of selling first thing right here. So everything that does show as a bid essentially is a sell. So you had a lot of selling. One big one right here that was a buy right near the end. So 14.9 million. And these are all the transactions that did occur on the dark pool. So dark pool was a little bit more popular, and this is often enough linked to shorting and just other entities, but shorts didn't do all that much, like I said. But as far as options volume, so you did see a little bit more of a uptick. So today there was 24.5 million in total premiums, 16 the day prior, 62 the day prior to that. So if you like to potentially analyze or overanalyze this, that might insinuate that there might be a recovery tomorrow. As well, one thing to take note is today there was 14 million in calls, 10 million in puts, and 45% of all the options being done today were optimistic in nature. So I kind of look at a lot of different stocks throughout the day, and SoFi was pretty much the only one that had a bullish sentiment for the options. So even though it did get hit, massacred, and just brutal day today, like at least there is a certain level of optimism based on that. So if you want to think about glass half full or whatever optimistic viewpoint of that, then that is it. Based on this right here, so these are all the call options that were purchased. So there's a consensus for it to be roughly around that $14 range. So still optimism for a recovery. And then the bears are anticipating for it to be sub 12. And then this one did stand out. As of next week, there is a consensus for, well, not a broad consensus, there's a pocket of for it to be sub 10, as crazy as that sounds. So maybe they are anticipating Armageddon to actually happen. And with today being Thursday, just take note of this. This is all the open interest. So with it right now at 12 and change, it is not close to any strong walls. So you won't see any manipulation, even looking forward into next week, nothing at all. So yeah, that's not going to be a factor ultimately. But with it at $12.45, it is trading between these 2 points. So this S2 and S3, 1131 is going to be a strong support. 1272 is going to be the next strong target / resistance point. So you really want to watch for it to get above that tomorrow, but it's all going to come down to this right here. So like I mentioned, unemployment forecast is 4%. That's coming out at 7:30. Also on non-farm payroll, so that's coming out 7:30, and forecast is 150,000. So that is going to really influence the broader market. No new analyst ratings or anything like that for today. On the actual chart, it's kind of just stuck in limbo between the 100 and 200-day moving averages, and it is below the ALMA. So 1341, that's going to be a key point again to really watch for and hopefully get above. And then that 200-day moving average is sitting at $10.75. So right now it's just going to be stuck between that 1341 as well as this right here. So these points, so that 1131, and then again factoring in that 1272. So yeah, it's an interesting time. I think a lot of people honestly begged for these discounts like a couple months ago. Well, here you have it. So it's kind of crazy that it's gone down this much this fast, even if we kind of go over here. So over the last 5 days, down 15.71%. Over the last 1 month, pretty much the same, down 16.7%. So it's been brutal, but if you do believe in SoFi or whatever else stock is out there, take advantage, buy the dip, do what you need to do. That's what I've been doing across the board. So let me know your general thoughts on SoFi. Today I didn't actually buy any SoFi, didn't really do anything. I did options yesterday. Over the last couple week for the most part, I did buy 2 different times on SoFi. Unfortunately, didn't catch the bottom, but whatever. It is what it is. I think I got a low of 1280, so I'm comfortable with that. So yeah, what's your general 2 cents? Do you think that there is a lot more fear coming? Do you think that we're going to see World War III? Do you what's your kind of viewpoint as well on the inconsistency of the tariffs? I feel like it changes almost every single day. And even though I don't have the tweet up to show you, it was rather frustrating. I saw that I guess Trump did tell the press that he's not even looking at the stock market. I kind of find that hard to believe because almost everything I look at, even non-finance related stuff, is somehow bringing up the stock market. So yeah, he's not even looking at the market. So maybe that's why he's changing the tariffs all the time. So I don't know, fun times ahead. Let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Pop over to my Discord, completely free. Link in the description below and also the comments. A lot of good people talking about options, stocks, and whatever floats your boat. Definitely join. So with all that, appreciate all of you watching.